So back at it once again, and this time to get back to basics, as it be. So why the rules? Why the legislation? What has that got to do with laws? What is this stuff, right? Um, and does religion and morals, ethics, beliefs, and so on and so forth got anything to do with this? Well, at the end of the day, you've got so to make any sense of this, you have to know that there is private and public. What does separate the private and the public? Very simple. Even children know this. Why do you have doors at the toilet? Why do you even have a toilet? Why don't we just go in the corner of the room whenever we want, all right? And even or wherever, or just do it like the cows do it, right? Or whenever you feel like it, you just let go. Well, as a society, we have the private and the public, right? So that is what would have been a rule back in the day, and before we were a you know certified and accredited uh, you know community, society, nation, world. Uh, Now, once we've all come to, well, most of us agree to these rules, and I think I was quite shocked by it. And I'm all for liberty, right? I'm not liberal. So you got liber, that ends on a R with all of R. And then you got the same word that has AL at the end, meaning no. So you're not free. So a liberal is someone that is not free. You know, it's just, it is what it is. Liber and free, uh, I'm not too sure on the English word, but it should almost be interchangeable. Free not would be interchangeable with liberal. In my humble opinion, taking count of passe syntax. Now, moving forward from there, we know the isms, and you can just go on forever. Just how in chemistry you can have uh, whatever the basic element is, and then add a endless mix and turn it into endless combination that could almost sometimes be the opposite of what the original element stands for, you know. So just because it has the symbol word resemblance in it, it doesn't mean there is the same or could even be the opposite, right? Inverted. Um, so I on this note, I can also add that there is some of the underlying principles, or should I say, some of the guiding principles that from natural law that we've managed to organize and count for is how law has come to be. Um, then, what are the rules, and how does legislation come to play? So, rules is whatever someone within their own private venue um, come to, experience, come to, well, the rules that they impose. For example, in your room, in your house, if you've got guests, what do you expect them to do? And even before that, how do you perform? Right? There's like the most basic rule that you don't even take into account. How do you perform towards your guests? Are you like some sort of cluster B personality traded person? You under or overperform because of this, that, and the other. Do you make people do a song and a dance when they come over? Or do you go and bow down and woo, thank you? What is it? Or are you, leave it? Anyway, so that's some of the knowledge on the rules. And then when it comes to legislation, that there are people that are just absolutely just beyond correct. This is moronic way to. I'm being a bit sarcastic here. They are just so beautiful, just absolutely. Creation itself is just, and those people will create legislation. Okay, legislation. How does it pertain to law? Well, some of us are just beyond having the capacity to know what law is. So then we need these special, super awesome people to make this gap between laws, the rules that private people have, right, their morality and so on, and they will come forth to present legislation. I could end it there, right? But now I'll get into the nitty gritty. So let's pick on immigration, migration, people moving countries. Now, there used to be a time when it did make sense. And I'm not talking about refugees. And even though that some people try to, in my humble opinion, it should have something to do more with how we can hear the emergency side of things, but not the more towards the internal affairs and, that sort of where public opinion and things like this is not taken into account, and the public voting and long-term, knowledge and things like this is taken into account. More towards law rather than rules when it comes to the refugees. And what has and is known both publicly and so on is that some of the most fairest, including the people that are in need, agree that the most fairest thing to do is for those people to migrate and move in special situations like that, such as refugees, to the nearest neighboring countries that can support them. First of all, because they are familial and they can be taken care of from an emotional and psychological point of view the best. That is just hands down, because all the money in the world is not going to fill the void that trauma and so on fills. Now, moving forward, proper normal migration and immigration, there used to be legislation that was very much in line or parallel with law, meaning that just like back in the day when there was no rules in legislation and it was only laws of nature that would govern moving from a place to another, just like birds when they go to fly across continents or something. Well, I hope they had something to eat before they go on to that journey, because surely they will fail to be able to do that flight. Just as if you go to fly a plane from, I don't know, New Zealand to maybe Dubai, when the fuel tank is empty, well, next to empty. You're probably not even going to get, you know, off New Zealand territory, in my humble opinion. You're going to get off the ground, you're going to get like up to 50 or 100k an hour, and then it's not even going to get off the ground. So back in the day when I came over here, you had to be elite, as it would be. You had to be in perfect health. You had to provide the documents that proved that you were in perfect health. Those documents had to be translated and so on and so forth. The whole application would set you back about 5,000. For three people, it'd set you back about 5,000 US dollars back in the I'm talking like 2001. Yeah. And then there'd be extra fees and so on involved. And yeah, a lot of people sold their houses just to come over here. I don't know if that is still true. And I think if that would be true, people would think again before, just doing it just to do it, just to go there to mess with other people or something like that. So it was law, pretty much. Involved legislation too, but it wasn't just shift, make, do, and all of that. How could you possibly get hundreds of thousands and 500,000 or how they've got in America, things like that, 33 million or something. It's absolutely impossible to be able to do things like that. Not to take account that it breaks natural law from many other standpoints. So I think I'll leave it there. And just because sometimes these days money can just fall out of the sky, as it be, talking metaphorically, it doesn't mount to that money don't fall out of the sky, metaphorically, as it be. Same things would happen, or the same outcome would be anyway. So it's very unfortunate to see when there is almost irreversible and drastic outcomes, whether it's good or bad, because sooner or later, even if it's good, sooner or later the bad will come, because natural law, or if you want to call it physics, chemistry, you can't change. But I'd like to live, use this body out of the same genetics and flesh and bone, and just get my telomeres from my genetics to never alter, right? So that I can be like the vampires or whatever, right? So I can live 1,000 years. It's absolute fiction. I could probably get all manner of companies to clone my body or create all manner of fiction at the end of the day. But this same body here is not going to live 1,000 years. Yeah. There is repercussions. And that's all. You can't escape the laws of our life. And I totally enjoy the progress there is. Just how, nowadays we could probably get up to 100 years or something over some of the people that didn't have knowledge and had misfortune and so on and so forth back in the days, and they'd probably die at like 35. That's just a simple plain fact. So cheers, and I'll see you in the next one shortly.